Your buddy Alertwolf here to bring you another anime review. This time we're doing it on Ushio and Tora, episode 26, Takari Barrier, or Breaker, excuse me. Before I get into this, let me comment a little bit on last week's episode, or review, and the fact that the last week's reviews are coming out, just came out for this week. Obviously with Christmas, I also had a death in the family, which was over the weekend. So though I had shot all of these reviews, I was not in town to put them out, and where I was, didn't have the Wi-Fi capability to do it. So this is why a lot of last week's episodes reviews are coming out a little late. Also, last week's review. So. This little candid, right? This is for fans that have been paying attention and watching these reviews. But yeah, I was drunk during half of last week's reviews. I'm not even gonna lie, I was pretty buzzed. And by the time I did Ushio and Tora, which was the last one of the night, and then I woke up and did two more. Oh man, I drank. Sometimes, I ended up getting a headache. Doing the reviews, and so if you watched the 2 or 3 reviews I did that day, I think the first review I did was on was on Creed, right? And I was pretty buzzed during that, having a good time. And then the second review I did was of the new Star Wars movie, which if you watch, I'm pretty buzzed, and I'm drinking. I even think at the end of it, I'm like, haha, and I show you my beer. But by the end of that, and before the Ushio and Tora review, I started getting a headache. I don't know if it's because, I just did. And so when I did that review, I was literally, it was hard for me to even concentrate because the headache was so bad. But I did the review anyway because it wasn't that complicated of a review for that episode. Again, being basically a 2-parter. But what's funny is, I watch it back and I just put it out, but it is by far the worst review I've ever done as far as pacing and entertainment value. It's so bad, I thought it was pretty good once you understand I was trash during it. So I put it up anyway because I thought about redoing it, but I just thought it was funny. But if I didn't lose you after last week's review, then we're fine. But and if you skipped last week's review because you were like, well, it was out late and I saw somebody else's, and you're tuning in for this week's, go back and watch it. It's pretty funny once you understand what's going on. All right, so let's get into this episode. Basically, this is the part 2, basically to the Hammer episode, and we get how powerful even a piece of the Nine-Tail is. Tora and Ushio are kicking ass. You find out how despicable the humans are. The 3 top human scientists are just ready to throw away people. But basically, due to a speech from Ushio and Asako, the female of the group has a mind changes her mind slightly. See, what happens is, during the battle, there was a gas leak. Now, the gas leak is poisonous gas that is going to kill them, so they were going to just blow up the base. But by blowing up the base, you kill people that couldn't get out because they were injured, and they yelled at them for it. But they still had to go do what they do. But the woman decided to help them try to save the monsters that had been absorbed by the piece of the Nine-Tails. And Hakamono, or Hakamando, I can't. I'm horrible at pronouncing that. Hakamon, or whatever. And so basically, they're going to use that the restrainment system on it, because they know that it works on the pieces the other monsters that he has absorbed, because what happened was Tora broke his legs, and he used other monsters' legs to move around with. So that's how they're going to stop his motion long enough for Ushio to use the Beast Spear to carve out the good yokai inside, and that's what they do. And it's the fighting is pretty badass throughout these scenes. The woman scientist, it explains why she became a scientist and why she's doing all this. It's to gain knowledge to help humanity because her child died or whatever. At the age of 7. So, but during this, she gets mortally wounded and vows to stick behind to the last second before the base is exploded, so they could get all the data possible on the Ninetales. Because after Ushio and Tora save their friend who's stuck inside, the fragments are gonna regenerate, so they need to annihilate them completely. Thus, they still have to blow up the base. You get a sense that these humans were just misguided, and maybe the leaders of Hammer are going to be moved by this. Something else that's cool is they have machinery that measures their power levels, and it was reminiscent of Dragon Ball a little bit. And basically what they're saying is that if Ushio's in real danger, he powers up. If Tora is having fun in battle, he powers up. And they both power up pretty powerful, get really strong. At the same time, the bad guy, responding to their power, powers up as well, like getting stronger. And then when the conditions are right and Ushio and Tora are fighting a powerful opponent, they themselves become even stronger, and in sync, they're unstoppable as the dynamic duo as they are. So she figures out that's the key to their power, and it's pretty cool. But basically what it's saying is these two idiots bring out the best in each other, especially when they're fighting somebody stronger than them. And it just goes to show that they rise to the occasion. So all of that is cool stuff. Again, the episode ends with the government was already flying there along with Ushio's dad to capture the Hammer Scientists. Hammer Scientists destroy the base. The woman who dies, she gives a final message, and you get the idea again that the scientists have learned from this and have gained some of their humanity back, maybe. And who knows, they may help design some weapons that are useful in the fight. We don't know, because from all we do know is just a sliver of the Ninetales is powerful, is super powerful, and can regenerate into a new creature. So how powerful is the whole thing, right? We've seen glimpses in different episodes, but we really don't know the full extent of his power. So again, I'm gonna give this episode, I'm gonna give a 3 out of 5. It's actually a 3.5 out of 5. But the action was good, the drama was good. We got some further knowledge, and we're building a depth to the world that Ushio lives in, and we're building that depth of knowledge, of understanding, and basically that the world is a little bigger, that more people notice it besides just the spiritually tuned, that the governments actually are well aware of this and are trying to use technology to fight it. So very interesting stuff there. All right, man, and I think I did enough explaining about everything. So click it up if you like it, comment if you must, and please subscribe if you can. And by the way, subscribe, comment, all that is beautiful, but share the video with your buddies. Just share it on your page. The shares, and the likes and the comments, any activity helps promote this and helps grow the brand, and that's what I want to do, is to keep giving you better and better stuff. Even though last week we were but just to help grow the brand. That's my goal. But that's enough out of me. So this is your buddy Alert Wolf signing off.